Evening. I'm Erica Sargent.
And I'm Rob Johnson. We begin with breaking news this evening. The death of police commander associated with decades of abuse, Jon Burge, died today in Florida where he had been living.
CBS 2's Mai Martinez is in the control room with a closer look back at a dark chapter in Chicago crime fighting. Mai.
Well, Rob and Erica, despite never being charged with torturing suspect, Jon Burge's name became synonymous with police brutality. Some of those cases are still pending today, decades after the alleged torture.
I don't know that Jon Burge got a fair shake based on the years and years and years of service he gave the city.
Former Fraternal Order of Police President Dean Angelo was one of the first to publicly react to news of Jon Burge's death.
Jon Burge put a lot of bad guys in prison that belonged to be there.
But it's the ones put in prison who didn't belong there that made Jon Burge one of the most infamous Chicago police officers. More than 100 men claim from the 1970s to the 1990s, Burge and officers under his supervision tortured them into confessing to crimes they did not commit. For Anthony Holmes, it was a 1973 murder.
I felt the electricity go through my body, and I fell out the chair onto the floor. How can you be quiet with somebody that's putting electricity through your body and suffocating you? You can't. You ain't got no control.
A decade later, in 1983, Darrell Cannon says he too was tortured by Burge and his detectives using an electric cattle prod.
I looked at their faces, and believe me, they enjoyed what they were doing. It wasn't a job. It was just fun and games.
Burge was never charged for his role in the alleged brutality, but in 2010 he was convicted and sentenced to 4.5 years in federal prison for obstruction of justice and perjury after he lied under oath about committing or witnessing torture during a civil lawsuit. The Reverend Jesse Jackson, a longtime opponent of Burge's, today offered prayers to his family.
As a person, may his soul rest in peace. As a policeman, he did a lot of harm to a lot of people.
The city of Chicago has paid out more than $100 million to settle dozens of lawsuits associated with Burge and his officers. A spokesperson for the city tells us 2 of those cases naming Burge as a defendant are still open. Reporting live from the newsroom, Mai Martinez, CBS 2 News. Rob and Erica.
Okay, Mai, thank you.